Are you tired of updating the same element across dozens of pages in your Webflow site? In this video, we're diving into why every Webflow site built for clients should be using components. This is Joseph from Ammo Studios, where we build high-performance Webflow sites for growth. So let's say you've built a beautiful Webflow site, maybe for your team or for a client. But then comes a request. Can we change this button on all of the landing pages? Or maybe the client is just looking for an overall better way to work within the Webflow site. If you don't use components, that means updating the button on maybe 50, 100, or even more pages. This can be slow, prone to errors, and an overall nightmare for consistency. It also makes it harder for clients to update things using the Webflow editor. So what exactly are components within Webflow? You'll want to think of them like reusable building blocks. You can create a section, a card, or even just a button one time, save it as a component, and then you can use an instance of that component anywhere on the site. So any change you make to the master component updates everywhere that it's used. Here's how easy it can be done inside Webflow. So first you want to create your element. Let's say the CTA button that we have that has some specific styling. Now things like background color and text color, if you reuse this button class on a different element, those things will carry over. But let's say you actually want to update the content of this element and have that carry over as well. So for example, if I went in and updated this arrow icon, you'll see it looks great here in the button that we just updated. But if I scroll down a bit, this button down here has the same button class and the same icon 16 class, but it still looks the same. We'd have to go to all 16 buttons on this example site and update that icon. This is where components can be incredibly powerful. So let's say, for example, instead, I go in and I convert this to a component. It's as easy as right-clicking our element and clicking Create Component. I'll give it a simple name like Button. And now we can edit our component. So I'll go in again and replace the icon with the double arrows. Click out of my component, and now I have this button component that can be used anywhere else on my site. So again, I'll go back down to this other button. We'll delete that for right now. And instead of adding a new element in, I'll go down to the Components tab and simply click our button component. And now we can see that it's loaded in there, and we have our double arrow icon that we updated earlier. So again, just to show, if I go in and update this back to the original arrow icon, here we have our button instance again, and it's automatically updated as well with that single arrow icon. Now another powerful feature of components is the properties within inside Webflow. So a common use case for this is obviously we don't want every button on our Webflow site to have the exact same copy. I can go in and edit the text, and you'll see that inside of the component we have this little purple plus icon. So if I click that and create property, it'll prompt me to create a new text property, and I'll leave the Explore Academy as the default text. And now when I click outside of our component, you'll see that we have this text box here where we can import or type some different text. So let's say down here I want this one to say Explore Locations instead. Now that this text is overwritten, this one will say Explore Locations, while this one still has the default Explore Academy. But anything else that we update inside the component, like again, the icon, will be updated across all the components as well. So this is why every Webflow site should be built with components, especially with your clients. It boils down to some massive time savings and consistency. Using components, you get rapid updates where you can change elements site-wide in just a few seconds. It gives you design consistency, ensuring that branding is uniform across all of the pages. It's easier for clients to use because clients can update the text or the image without breaking the layout. It's also scalable because it allows you to quickly build new pages using the existing components instead of having to rebuild the button using the elements here on every single page. It also gives you a cleaner project. It's much more organized, and it's easier for any developer to come in and start instantly adding some components that already match the design of the website. For clients specifically, this can be huge. They can confidently make content updates within the editor, and because the underlying design is protected by the component structure, they don't have to worry about messing anything up on the site. So while creating a basic component can be pretty easy, planning and building a comprehensive scalable component library for the entire website, specifically when you get nested components and some complex overrides, requires some strategic thinking and expert development. So for example, what if you're migrating an existing site that has lots of inconsistent elements? What if you need custom animations or interactions or rendering logic within the components? This is where our team of top 1% Webflow developers comes in. We specialize in building robust, scalable component structures that make managing even the most complex Webflow sites simple for your team or for your clients. If you're ready to build a Webflow site with a perfectly structured component library that's easy to manage and built for growth, whether you're starting a new project, migrating a messy existing site, or need ongoing expert development to implement components, our team can help. Reach out today for a consultation. Thanks for watching. We hope that this helped you understand the power of Webflow components, and don't forget to like or subscribe this video for some more Webflow tips.